never really seen much Rogan stand up, and I don't. I only listen to his podcast on very rare occasion. Really, just when he has like Shane Gillis and that whole gang on, I'll listen to those because that's funny. It's like good riffing. But a big problem is like even Shane Gillis, who's like top of the world right now in the stand up community and selling tickets and whatnot. He just broke some record. Yeah. The problem is like he's funnier on his podcast, which I do listen to, the Matt and Shane Secret podcast, than his stand-up is. Like I've gotten way more laughs from him riffing with Matt McCusker than I get from his stand-up. And maybe everyone's different, but I'd rather see these guys like freewheeling and dealing. And that's funnier because you can tell they're making it up on the fly. Tires is very funny.
His TV show is fucking good. And the third season is about to come out. Like that's a huge accomplishment in its own right. To have 3 seasons of a show on Netflix, you got to be doing something right. They'll kick your ass, even if you're beloved.
I think the difference is if you went to Shane's show, you would laugh a lot more.
Definitely.
I think comedy is meant to be watched live. Mm-hmm. You're just going to enjoy it so much more, And podcast I think is opposite.
Yeah, I think you're right.
When you do a show, Josh, do you go first and last?
It depends. Like some shows when I do, my son opens for me now. Oh. And so sometimes I'll introduce him. Mm-hmm. But usually I let him go up cold and just eat dicks for a little while.
I mean, that's part of cutting his teeth, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I went to Steve Hofstadter's show. Now, our audience is mad at him because he interrupted a lot.
There's no one you want to talk to less than a comic that you think is not a good comic. Like there is, I am not friends with bad comics because I don't want to be friends with delusional people. And if you've been in this business long enough and you're still not funny, I can't respect you. I don't give a fuck if we root for the same baseball team or if you're a good poker player or your lovely dinner company. That doesn't matter because you're so delusional about the thing that's most important to you. I cannot respect that.
But I went to his show and I thought it was amazing. But more than that, I kind of went almost as a student. Not that I'm trying to do it, but like just watching a professional communicator do a job. And he went up there and he trained the audience. He was the first guy to take the stage and the last. And in training the audience, I wish I could say it funny like he did, but he was talking about what a bad audience is. One that just puts their arms up and says, I doubt you can make me laugh. Like, why? Why are you being so hard to laugh? Like, just be a good audience. And then, and when the audience like did something, he's like, you guys are going to be great. I can see it. Right. This like positive encouragement, Pavlov shit he's got cooking. And I'm watching him just work us into who he wants us to be. He said we were a great audience. I take great pride in it. And then
he doesn't say that to everyone.
No. It was unique to me. And then all the other less experienced comics went, and then he closed, and he did a great job as like the grand finale to the night. And I was like, holy smokes, right? Like I didn't realize. I'm looking for a more positive word than manipulation, but like the I don't know, the way that he worked the crowd, set every other comedian up for success by going first and then killing it on his own. And it just looked like a master doing his thing, painting his painting. And I'm like, I was kind of impressed by it. It was a good night.
I've never, and I like Steve, I've never seen somebody do that. I've seen like, if I know so say it's corporate gig.
Okay.
And those are terrible. If I know that it's going to be a real rough jump out of the chute, I'll go up first for 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then I'll bring Jacob up.
Expense reports. What are we doing here, folks?
Corporates are brutal.
Is corporate bad because they're not drinking?
So the corporates are bad. Like when you go to those parties, the people, so most of the time, the only person who knows who you are is the person who booked you. They're not going around to the company and saying, who do you want to see? They book who they like.
Okay.
So some people may not like you. Some people in the company may not know who you are. Most people in the company, the lower earners, are there for the free food and the open bar, and they're talking your entire set. So corporates can be, And then, you can tell the 5 people who booked you because they're sitting up front like, but then, I did a show for a company and 8 people were watching and the other 300 were at the bar and dancing.
That's got to be a low pressure gig though, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's brutal on your ego, but I mean, because people are actively not paying attention to you. And it's a tough pill to swallow, but then you look at the check and you're like, that's all right. They don't have to listen to me. I don't give a shit.
The check clears.
I worked at Cisco, and this was like during the .com era. Cisco was like the NVIDIA of its day, super successful company. And they got Jerry Seinfeld to come and do a set for us. And our CEO, who is at Cisco, this like celebrity that we're all supposed to worship and just be happy he even visited our campus. How amazing. And he's introducing Seinfeld. And while he does it, he gives him this flip camera. The flip camera was like one of the first vlogging cameras. I don't know, stupid consumer, whatever. And he gives it to Seinfeld and with a little bit of fanfare, like, hey, I got this for you. And he looks at it, doesn't give a fuck about it. And like, hands it to someone to like, don't give this back to me, and does his thing. And the disrespect he showed my CEO made me so happy.
That was the one time you laughed like you're cracking up alone in the audience.
I don't give a fuck. After this, I'm gonna fuck you. Give me a tip calculator. Your CEO's like, it has other functions.
I do think it's absurd how little respect Seinfeld gets from this younger generation of comedians.
Oh, they're always trying to me too him because he had that 17-year-old baddie on his arm. Let the man live.
You're all jealous. I get to slap those around.
These are 2 different issues, I mean, because look, when people ask me who's in my Mount Rushmore of comics, I'm as a storyteller. I mean, I always say Cosby pre-rape, but then there probably was no pre-rape. It was probably during rape. But
that was when he was at his absolute best, like during the rape.
But as a storyteller, to deny how good, if he's not the best, find me someone who's better.
They learned that in court. Yeah.
It really did help him, didn't it?
Yeah.
But like,
it's got like a 17-year-old Labrador Retriever dog eyes. We can't keep this guy in there. Look at how cloudy those eyes are. Let him go.
And he pops that eye out when he leaves.
Yeah, I've never really seen Cosby stand up. But I've never liked Seinfeld stand up. Like from what I've seen, it's like this guy seems like he was a good, almost straight man on the show Seinfeld.
He was,
and that's and that's why the show was good, is because that's kind of the crux of it. Is like the comedian is the straight man amongst his insane friend group. But it was never like, I can't recall a scene in Seinfeld where I was like laughing because of Jerry. It was always George, Elaine, Kramer,
Taylor. He was far and away the worst actor.
Yeah.
And comedy is hard to deliver. Mm-hmm. The straight lines are way easier. And the other 3 are comedic, geniuses.
Sure.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like a fucking genius. So he set them up and they get to knock it all down. I will say the thing about Seinfeld stand-up is it just feels dated now. Nobody's doing like the observational. That's not what stand-up is anymore. So this younger generation doesn't get it, but his mastery and his economy of words and all that stuff, he's like expert level.
I bet if I saw him in
Larry
person,
David is the best part of it though.
Yes.
Something about how they would find a word that just sounded a little silly and they would build a whole story around just the fact that
Bosco.
That's what happened. I guarantee somebody said Bosco and he's like, Bosco is a funny sounding Bosco. And they just, all right, let's write a Bosco story. What if, and it's gold. It's always so good. I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. That man took 20 years to do 10 seasons of a TV show and it's pretty fucking good.
Did you see the most recent one?
I didn't watch the last season. He's too frail for me. I felt like I was watching the last days of Joe Biden all over again.
My wife saw it.
He's too frail.
I think the last episode, like Larry David talks about what he'd do if he were king of the world. And the one rule he was going to instate was that no one's allowed to talk about their dreams anymore. I'm like, I wonder if Kyle saw this. He's like, all dreams
like when people talk about the dreams.
I don't know how you even notice Larry getting more frail because he's looked 75 for 20 years.
Yeah, but he stabilized like the way an Asian man will look 55 for 45 years. Like he stabilized in that zone, and he stayed there from like 2002 to 2020. He basically looked the same. And then like these last couple of years, he got really like, maybe it's the cameras too. Like you can always tell when a production like that that show is so old. Like I said, it took 20 years to make 10 seasons. In the first season from 2000 or 2001, they're using like, I don't even know what kind of camera it is, but it's fuzzy. Like it
looks like Bernie Sanders now. Like he's got Bernie Sanders' face.
Yeah,
he's very close to Bernie Sanders, which I guess is fair because Larry David is 79 and Bernie Sanders is like, isn't he almost 90?
You gotta be careful when those guys get
84.
too frail. Like when you end up with like Robert De Niro kicking that guy in the street in The Irishman, and it looks weird. Or like I always say, like I love Landman, but when I see Billy Bob Thornton crawl into his giant jacked up pickup truck like the old man he is, I'm like, oh, come on, this guy's not tough.
Can I tell you?
Get in his car.